Guys, the Onvo L80 will send NIO stock to Mars. Forget the moon. We're going to Mars. All right. At the end of this video, I'll share with you another CEO clip. Of course, him talking about the Onvo L80, and we'll break that down as well. But first of all, let's give you guys a profitability picture update here in China. What's going on with profitability? Because we are about 1/3 of the way through of Q4. Right, we got 2 more months to go. October is pretty much over. What is going on with the profitability? And I got some pretty interesting updates because just 2 days ago, I sent my car out to maintenance and I was pretty shocked, all right? NIO is getting very, very frugal, and I can see why the maintenance, service, and repair sector for NIO is actually profitable already. Because I sent my car for maintenance, and then they wanted to charge me to replace the 12-volt battery, which used to be free, all right? So, yeah. And then, of course, if before you get a car wash for free, you get the car charged up for free, but nope, you only get a car wash if you want to charge up the car. That costs money. So you can see NIO has really pulled back a lot of the freebies for profitability. And then on top of that, all right, so this is all fine and dandy, and then they're also trying to charge me for replacing the tires, etc. You want to replace the tires, we're seeing your tires are a little bit worn out. Yeah, well, pretty standard stuff, to be honest. So, of course, they're trying to earn some money from these service and repairs. And the CEO has said the service part of the business, the service centers are already profitable. And another very interesting aspect I want to share with you guys is the fact that when you talk to customer support, it's actually AI. Yeah, it's AI. It's an AI chatbot. They've actually cut down on a lot of these service staff for, essentially profitability purposes. If the job can be done, it's not super tedious, you can do the job with less people and have AI. So when I asked them about the different insurance coverage and the maintenance and stuff like that, it was all an AI that responded to me. So yeah, it seemed to work pretty well. So kudos to them. And of course, this is going to help with profitability. They're, of course, reducing the number of unnecessary staff. And also on that aspect, the CBU that NIO is doing, every single business unit, centralized business unit, has to really calculate their own expenses and returns. And then it can't be like this part of the business spends a lot of money but doesn't really get anything in return. So you really have to justify that. So in that aspect, they have people responsible for these different CBUs and different aspects of the business to make sure that everybody is in unison when it comes to the profitability picture. So they're frantically working their butts off to get profitability. So this is very, very nice. And of course, charging aspect of the business, NIO superchargers, power chargers, those are already profitable. They are hugely profitable. Swapping, not so much, because a lot of people still have free battery swap, unlimited swap vouchers, etc. So that might take some while, and also battery swap stations require quite heavy investment. So that's okay. Not too worried about that, to be honest. And of course, it's more of a moat and less of a asset, I would say. Okay, so I don't really personally expect that to generate income for NIO, but it's more of a moat that will attract people into the NIO ecosystem. So that's what I think investors should think about that. So I think in terms of profitability, what I'm seeing here on the ground and all the stores closing, a lot of stores closing, they're only keeping the profitable stores and the very important stores. Okay, everything else, if you can't earn more than what you spend, you're closed. So that's what's going on here in China. Very, very good. I like what I'm seeing. So they're doing all the right things. And of course, deliveries are not taking a hit, absolutely skyrocketing, right? You're seeing the deliveries absolutely going to the moon. So very, very nice indeed. Now let's talk about the Onvo L80. Onvo L80 was originally supposed to release this year, according to the CEO, but they did not anticipate Onvo L90 to do so damn well. And on that aspect, deliveries, and we just have to quickly talk about deliveries, okay? I know in a few days we're going to get official October delivery numbers, but this month we can expect 40,000 plus for sure, all right, guaranteed. And then since Onvo L90 has just fully ramped up production, it is very logical to expect next month, November, to have a month of full capacity production for the Onvo L90. So you can expect next month's deliveries to be a little bit higher than this month. And also ES8 is also in the process of ramping up. So you can expect 50,000, in my personal opinion, 50,000 and even 50,000 plus for November. That's my personal expectations, okay? And then in December, since NIO has said that's when the ES8 will ramp up production and reach capacity, then we can expect December deliveries to be even higher than November deliveries. And also, they might also do some more limited edition launches and that kind of stuff to really push numbers forward, and also some discounts, end of this year discounts, because NIO has said, the top management, every car sold in Q4 and not in Q1 for the ES8 in particular, NIO saves 15,000 RMB, or roughly 2,300 US dollars per car. So that's actually a lot. So they're trying to pump out as many cars as they can. It's very logical to expect December deliveries to be a bit higher than November deliveries. So I'm personally expecting 60,000 or even 60,000 plus, and that will put us in total for Q4 150,000, which is of course their target for Q4. And with that, along with the different adjustments that they're making here in China, that could push them to profitability. And I do believe that that's very possible. Now, quickly mentioning about the Onvo L80, man, this car, NIO said, supposed to be released this year, but then because they share a lot of components and parts with the Onvo L90, every Onvo L80 they produce is one less Onvo L90, and they'd rather deliver the Onvo L90 because the Onvo L90 is much more expensive, so they don't want to sort of handicap the production of the Onvo L90 or reduce the capacity of the Onvo L90. So they're delaying the Onvo L80 to next year. And of course, NIO critically said, this is why it's so important, the Onvo L80 being a 5-seater, and these two cars, the Onvo L80 and Onvo L90 combined, will be able to satisfy 90% of the household consumers. So family market, 90% of them will be satisfied with either the Onvo L80 or Onvo L90. So this is a huge market share we're talking about. And also, on top of that, remember the Onvo L80 is going to be even cheaper price. All right, and then you slap on battery rental, it's going to be even cheaper than that. So you're looking at a very, very hot car that's going to happen, because look at how well the Onvo L90 is doing. Imagine a car, similar features, cheaper. Oh my God. Yeah, that's going to sell even more. So next year is when that's going to kick in. And of course, when that kicks in, you can expect that car to sell even better than Onvo L90. And that's going to be just tremendous for the company. All right. And I believe that car, along with the ES7, which is the NIO brand equivalent of the Onvo L80, 5-seater luxury SUV, large SUV with 900 volt, of course, big TV, big sofas, big fridge, everything that you ever wanted for the family market. You're going to have all of that in those two cars. That's going to push NIO sales to the next level. Of course, beyond the moon, which is to Mars. Now let's listen to that NIO CEO clip about Onvo L80. Have a listen. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.
When will the Ladao 80 model be released? What is Ladao's product line plan for tomorrow? The 80 model is planned for release this year. The 90 model also sold well since its parts are universal. So if we deliver the 80, we'll reduce 90 production. We currently have sales figures for several vehicles, and since the parts limit is 6, let's look at this together. For the 80 model, next year will be its centennial. Next year is the centennial, so we need to make something special for this occasion. Or alternatively, buying a 7-seater would work too. Even for a family of 2, that's actually fine. I won't go into details about next year's product line plan now, but the 80 will be available on schedule.
The parts for these two vehicles can basically handle over 90% of household customer needs.